Ethiopian Airlines says all 157 people have been killed in the crash of a Boeing 737 MAX jet. The airliner lost contact with air traffic control minutes after taking off from Addis Ababa to Nairobi. Kenyan, Ethiopian, Canadian, and Chinese passengers are said to be among the dead. The plane was the newest version of the 737. It was just 4 months old. The tracking website Flight Radar 24 says the plane had an unstable vertical speed. Well, let's bring in our correspondent, Melanie Kura-Debal. She's in Nairobi, where the flight was headed. She's been following the latest developments for us. Hi, Melanie. We just heard there from Kenya's Transport Secretary on the nationalities on board. We understand that people have been gathering at Nairobi Airport, the flight's destination. Tell us more about that.
Yes, people are outside Kenyatta Airport at this moment. They have been gathering there. This is where the flight was supposed to arrive at around 10:30 a.m., but it never did. And of course, you know, the country is in mourning. Kenyans, as you've just heard, are the highest number of casualties. People here have been reaching out on social media. There have been messages pouring in. One of the people was the president himself, Uhuru Kenyatta. He was one of the first people sending out a tweet this morning in which he said, "We are saddened by the news of an Ethiopian Airlines passenger aircraft that is reported to have crashed 6 minutes after the takeoff en route to Kenya. My prayers go out to all the families and associates of those on board." As you can see, people are at the airport right now. They're there to support the families and the friends. And whether it's online or whether it's at the airport, everyone is, of course, asking the same question. How could this have happened? And what is it that caused the crash in the first place?
Melanie, let us know what authorities are saying at this point. Obviously, investigations are ongoing, but what do we know about what happened?
There is still a lot that we just do not know. We know that the plane took off early this morning, that it just took 6 minutes for it to come down. We know that there have been search and rescue operations going on all of the morning, and of course, no one survived in the end. People here just do not know what to think. The authorities are trying to give them as many details as they can, but they just don't have any. All the information that we can rely on is from Ethiopian Airlines themselves. And of course, you've heard the minister just now speaking out that he is trying to send people, that they are trying to do everything that they can in order to find out more and to support the Ethiopian authorities. But at the end of the day, we'll just have to wait.
All right, our correspondent Melanie Kura-Debal for us in Nairobi. Thank you very much. As Melanie said, Kenya's Transport Secretary has held a fresh press conference on the crash. He confirmed that dozens of country citizens were on board the plane. Here's what he said.
There were at least 35 nationalities, and regrettably Kenya is the highest with 32 passengers on board. We are yet to confirm the fate of those passengers, and that's why we are sending senior officials to Ethiopia to be able to coordinate the sourcing of information in a better fashion.
DW's Amian Esef has been looking into the plane involved in this crash. He joins us for more. Amian, so this plane, we know it was manufactured by Boeing. First off, what is Boeing saying right now?
Well, Boeing issued a statement today giving their condolences to the families. They said Boeing is deeply saddened to learn of the passing of the passengers and crew on Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, a 737 MAX 8 airplane. They extended their sympathies, and they also offered help with any technical issues that will happen after specifically an investigation into what caused this this crash, which there's no information about that at this point.
Yeah, we see that statement, as you said there, from Boeing. What about this specific plane? We said it's a 737 MAX. What do we know about it?
Well, this plane is almost brand new. It came out in 2017. It's supposed to be more fuel efficient, but it has been involved in 2 deadly crashes since it was released. The earlier one being just at the end of October, the Lion Air crash just off the coast of Indonesia that killed 189 passengers. An initial investigation into the cause of that crash showed that it could have been linked to a malfunction of an anti-stall system that was not announced to the pilots. So what could have happened was that the plane was, the information from the computer system showed that the plane was going into an ascent when it wasn't and forced the nose to come down. There's no information about whether or not this this error happened in any other planes, 737 MAX, but people are obviously asking those questions.
Yeah,
now.
very troubling indeed. What did Boeing say after that first crash, the Lion Air crash?
Well, they issued a software update, but there was a controversy because of pilot trainings. Now, pilot trainings are very expensive, and often when a new plane has a new software in it, they won't train new pilots because, as Boeing said, and this has been their official line, pilots should be able to deal with any kind of, should be able to override a plane system if something is going wrong. This is in standard training for a long time now. But questions are now arising whether or not this error is something that is causing too much of a risk that pilots should not have to deal with. So that controversy is still lingering. Remember, this was only 5 months ago that the plane went down, so investigations are still ongoing into the plane crash in Indonesia.
Yeah, we, of course, have to see what exactly happened in this incident. But how many of these planes are out there? How common is the Boeing MAX?
Right now, it only accounts for about 2% of Boeing's fleet, but that's because it's a new plane. If you look at how many undelivered new planes there are in Boeing's stock, it accounts for about 80% of those undelivered planes. So basically what Boeing is saying is that this is the plane that they're banking on. This is going to be the future of Boeing. Again, no information about whether or not this error is related to this more recent crash today, but if this does become an issue, it could really set back Boeing.
All right, DW's Ami and Esef looking to this aspect of the story for us. Thank you so much.